What's up, guys? The Hitman, and it's time for Track Talk, brought to you by the Wolfpack Racers Den. Now, guys, I wanted to go over some rules this week and get ready for the upcoming season so there's no questions. I won't go through every class, but guys, on the Facebook page, Wolfpack Racers Den, under the Files tab, you can find the 2026 rules and classes for oval racing. And take a peek at that. Make sure that you're within range for what we're doing, and come have a blast. So first and foremost, guys, we have a 2S 7.4 volt rule for the batteries. The mAh, milliamp hours, and C rating are open unless otherwise stated in some of the class rules. For instance, Mud Boss is the 2S 5200 mAh 50C batteries. So that's something that's standard across the board, not only with us, but with all the tracks that race Mud Boss and follow Salvus rules. No 4x4 vehicles. Tire sauce is allowed. Rubber tires only, so no foam tires. We do use the lap monitor timing system. We have a few loaners, but don't depend on us to get a loaner if you're one of those that need it, because others may need it and get there before you and get those taken care of. Sometimes we will share, and we'll try to get everybody racing the best we can in that respect. So the tech process is you have to have your car on the table by the beginning of the race before yours. So that's typically around 5 minutes. Now, we don't tech at every club race. We will tech at some of the trophy races. So get on that Files tab and check out the tech process for what we're doing, because it varies track to track. And guys, we don't have the 8.44 rule. We have an 8.40 rule. It makes it a little different than what you might be used to, but it keeps it fair across the board if everybody's following that rule. So check that out. Make sure you're up for the tech process. Race format is 25 laps, qualifiers, 40 lap mains, and that's across the board except for novice. Novice is usually a 3-minute qualifier and a 5-minute main. So a little variance there as well. We do points for the year. That's all written in there. If anybody needs an explanation on that, you can always ask me through the Facebook page. So we have novice class, which is essentially a run what you brung class. Guys, you guys that have raced before are used to it. As long as it follows the general rules, which is that 2S 7.4 volt battery and is 2-wheel drive and so forth and so on, then we're going to let it run in the novice class. Those that run novice cannot run any other class. So some tracks differ on that. So we are one that says, if you're running the novice class as a developmental thing, then you should be not running some of the other classes that are not necessarily a developmental, a developmental class, where you may be outclassed and be more frustrated with the race than having a good time with the race. So from there we go to the short course trucks. The short course trucks are still kind of a developmental class, but they're one in which everybody of all levels of expertise has enjoyed in the past, so that's where it's open to. From there we go to the street stock class. It's a 17.5 2-wheel drive buggy based street stock. The rules are up there for that. That does have no battery rule. So you guys that want to use your 100C, batteries in that class, you can go ahead and do so. I don't personally, but again, it's open to that. Spec Mud Boss, guys, I talked about it a little last week. Spec Mud Boss, guys, is essentially Salvus rules. It's got a 90-19 gearing, but everything else follows Salvus rules. I mean, everything else about it follows Salvus rules. So unless you're, that diametrically opposed to it, it is our version of small block. It's a brushed motor. no BL2S, as I said in the last video. And that evens the playing field across the board, and it makes it more of a driver's class. So while some may look at it as, you know, not as fast or not as good of a car or whatever, if you know how to tune a car, then Spec Mud Boss may be a class that you really want to test that theory in. And if you're learning how to tune a car, Spec Mud Boss is a great class to learn how to tune a car, and you'll see the results immediately in that class. Driving skill is a thing that you can work on within that class, because again, we have that fixed gearing and that brush motor. So that's something that's, while it can be very fast compared to some of the other cars you may be on the track with that aren't tuned as well, it is something that is a test of a driver's ability across the board, tuning and actual steering and driving. So that's something that you may want to look into for yourself if you're looking for a way to test yourself. Big Block Mud Boss is 13.5 brushless motor or the BL2S combo. The BL2S combo, guys, as I said in the last video, when you gear it right, it's more in tune with the big block class than it is the small block class. I know a lot of guys, a lot of places ran it in small block with a fixed gearing thing going on. And, you know, to each their own. And that's why our track does it a little different. If you open that BL2S up, you'll be keeping up with and or getting in front of some of the 13.5s that you're competing with. So that's where we're at with that one. And then there's the Traxxas late model, the Traxxas modified, the Losi Sprint, and the Losi NASCAR. Every one of those classes is a box stock class. So no, you know, no upgraded shocks, no this, no that. It's box stock. It makes it easy for everybody to pull it out of the box, come race it. You Traxxas guys with your modifieds and your late models, it's the BL2S coming out of the box. That's what you race in that class. So again, that makes it easy for everybody to be box stock. Now, the one thing that we don't require with the box stock class, guys, is the radio. So you don't have to use the stock radio with us for those box stock classes with the slash modified, the slash late model, the Losi Sprint, and the Losi NASCAR. Everything else, however, should be the same as it came out of the box. That being said, guys, I know it's a short episode, but that gives you kind of a little introduction to all the classes that we plan on running. As stated before, depending on what shows up and how many guys show up with them, we can add to that with 3 making a class, and any more than 3 making it more fun. So we'll add to and or subtract from the current list as dictated by what shows up at the track and who's racing what and whatever. That's it, guys. Check out that page on Facebook, Wolfpack Racers Den. Under the Files tab, you can find the 2026 class rules and classes for Oval. Till next time, I'm the Hitman, and I'm out.